Thank you for joining us for this episode of That Solo Life, the podcast for PR pros and marketers who work for themselves. People like me, Michelle Kane with Voice Matters, and my wonderful co-host, Karen Swim of Solo PR Pro. Hi, Karen. How are you today?
Hi, Michelle. I'm doing good. How are you?
Yeah, I can't complain. We're past the unofficial kickoff of summer. We all have Memorial Day weekend under our belts, so that was kind of nice to have a little 3-day weekend, which has its own interesting things happening. But
It
it's like
does.
the 3-day weekend, is it ever really fully time off? But that's okay.
That's true.
That's all right. We enjoy a lot of other freedoms, but it's kind of what we wanted to talk about today. And I know this might seem old hat, but it's always good to have a reminder of, especially those of us who might do social media or other campaigns for clients, how you reference these different holidays, right?
Yeah.
Because, how many of us have seen the Happy Memorial Day sale? And it's like, it's not exactly a happy holiday. It's
It
a solemn
really,
holiday.
it's so true. And I think it's so ingrained in us to put happy before any holiday that we're not
Right.
thoughtful about it. And in the past, I will fully admit that I too have been guilty of just defaulting to that.
Sure.
But I've become really conscientious and offering something different and gently correcting people and saying, may we never forget, or honoring the fallen, because
Yeah.
it is a somber holiday. And, listen, have your barbecue, enjoy the extra day off work, but these are Americans that gave our life to our country. And this year in particular, I saw so many things that were so problematic in how this holiday was acknowledged.
Oh boy. Yeah. I mean, it's like you say, it's so, I don't know if the easy is the word, but we're so attuned to the fact that woohoo, it's a day off. Yay, it's happy, which I understand. I do understand. And we have, especially regarding military service, we have several holidays throughout the year. And I'm not, saying no one's a bad person if they meld them together between Veterans Day, which is for the living, and Memorial Day, which is for the fallen. And then, of course, we have Armed Forces Day, which we don't really formally celebrate with a day off or anything, and all those in between. And of course, July 4th is the big party day. But, and it's not to say I am 99.9% sure that everyone who says Happy Memorial Day is, of course, grateful for those who literally gave everything.
I want to believe that that's true, but it's interesting as you were saying that in some ways, I wonder if familiarity has diluted the respect that we have for the military. So I know that in other countries, for example, they're not allowed to wear their uniforms outside of service. And they're not, in some countries, you can't wear camouflage, even if it's camouflage normal clothing. Here it's a fashion statement and a trend. We put colors to it and we wear camouflage. And in other countries, that is absolutely banned because only the military are allowed to wear that pattern. So because here, unlike other countries, people walk around all the time with their military hats, and they have patches, and they have bumper stickers on their cars, and they have military looking wear, I wonder if we forget that this day truly is a day where there are still families that are grieving because they have lost loved ones in war, in combat, sometimes in peacetime, because let us not forget that people do die in peacetime. And we just see it as another 3-day holiday because we are not so cognizant of the role that the military truly plays in our protection of our freedoms.
Yeah, you make an excellent point. I mean, I even catch myself, because you do, if you see someone wearing a ball cap with, stating where they served, you like to say thank you.
Yes.
And sometimes I have to stop myself and go, whoa, wait, thank that person. Or even, oh, what did I see? It was a clip. It was I want to say it was a high-ranking official in the Marines, and it was when he was younger. I forget if it was during Vietnam. It was one of our conflicts or wars, and he went to visit the family, the parents of one of his fallen fellow service members, and they wanted him to stay for dinner so badly. And he's like, no, 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 I don't want to impose. I don't want to move on. And with maturity, he realized they wanted to talk about their son with him. And I think actually my point being his piece of advice is if you're speaking to someone who um, has someone who they've lost either in battle or during a training exercise, just ask them about their loved one because they would love to keep them alive by talking about them. And I thought that was such a great piece of advice.
Yeah, I agree. And it brings to mind though that as communicators, I'm sure that any company that's represented with professional communicators, they're going to get the messaging right around this
Yeah,
holiday. But there are so many other companies that get it wrong. And from a marketing perspective, marketers get this wrong year after year after year. It's you get Memorial Day sales, but you really don't get much about why we really are off because it's not about shopping and barbecues. And
right.
we just have turned it into such a happy occasion. And there's no way to spin this one. I'm sorry. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but you really cannot spin this holiday
No,
into something that's happy and joyful. It is not at all. It's like, it's you made a good point when we were talking about this episode. It's like saying happy day of atonement. It's so
wait.
inappropriate.
Oh, wait, this isn't the happy one. Oh, I'm sorry. My bad. Yeah. It's
So
like
true.
you really have to think it through. And, one of my clients is a car dealer, and I'm so proud of them because they don't like to take that tacky attack of
Yeah.
Memorial Day savings. Our messaging is for them is yes, we're closed on Memorial Day, in honor of the fallen, and so our employees can have a nice day off, and just take a rest and reflect and remember. So um, I'm happy on that front for them, and because certainly in that realm, you certainly could schlock it up, but I'm grateful that they do not
I
carry
love
themselves that way.
I got a million emails and I, was off work and I wasn't looking at them very much, but I got exactly one email that actually honored the fallen soldiers. And shout out to Glacier Peak Holistics for sending a message that said, we express gratitude for the bravery of the fallen American soldiers, wishing everyone a Memorial Day filled with reflection and appreciation for our heroes. That was it. There was no sell. There was no use this coupon code, none of that. And it
Right.
was beautiful and it was so refreshing. And, I don't often think about, PR professionals play so many roles, but it occurs to me that we also are protectors of the culture and protectors
Yes.
of our history and making sure that we keep the important things alive, which gives us a little bit of a historian role. Because as we are helping our clients to message things, we're also reinforcing the importance of particular traditions that we have. And PR Pros, I'm looking for you to step up on Juneteenth because that holiday is already being decimated. We've got to step it up for all of the other big occasions and make sure that we protect the spirit of these celebrations. I mean, in some ways, I feel like we've lost the war on St. Patrick's Day and Cinco de Mayo, but
Yeah.
I think we could, if we organize now, we have a shot next year at least bringing some balance back to what those things really mean.
I think actually this year with Cinco de Mayo, I saw a couple of posts saying, do you know the real history of this day? Like, it's not about this; it's actually about that. And yeah, and everyone's just like margarita.
Yes. So we've reduced St. Patrick's Day to green beer and drink until you cannot walk.
So you
And
drop.
Cinco de Mayo is tequila day, or margarita day. And yeah, that's
Yeah. And I can't speak for every Irish American, but I mean certainly in Ireland it's not the slosh fest like it is here. And
I
I
mean,
think
there's a little bit of a clue in the name. It's St. Patrick's Day.
hi, St. Patrick. Well, and it's funny. I mean, I cringe when I see the Aran Express buses going around Philly that weekend prior. I'm like, oh no, here are the annoying people. Get out of my dark pub.
Yeah,
I want to be
it's true.
alone.
Well, we have a lot of other holidays coming up this summer,
We
and some
do.
of them are fun. They are.
Yeah.
And add to the celebration of it all. 4th of July is a celebratory holiday. So have a good time. Watch
Yeah.
those fireworks because some of us have dogs and babies and people with PTSD.
Yeah.
So
That's a big one. That is a big one. Yeah. I forget where I saw, but I think they might be coming up with silent fireworks. I don't know if that's gonna
oh,
be a
I
thing or
am
not.
so here for it. Love
Yeah.
it. Let's add that
Experimenting.
silent disco, silent fireworks. I'm all in.
Yes, that is our next big holiday, so we'll all get that one right for sure. But we hope you've got some value in our time together today. It's just sometimes it's nice to reset and remind ourselves, and I love Karen what you said about us being, at the forefront of setting and maintaining these norms. That's so important. So we hope you got value out of our time together today. If you did, please share us around. Please review the podcast. Hit us up at soloprpro.com. And until next time, thanks for listening to That Solo Life.